Okay, everybody, we're back with season. What is it?
5.
5.
Wait,
And-
isn't it season 4?
No, 5. And Raiden, how old are you?
5.
Oh, wow. Wow, this show has been on as long as you've been alive. Wow.
And when it was season 4, I was 4.
Right,
Yes,
right. Okay.
So in season 6, you'll be 6. Season 7,
And if
you'll be
you're
7.
new to this show, this is the Geeky Dad.
Podcast!
The Geeky Dad podcast. I'm the Geeky Dad, and I have my co-host with me. Who are you?
Rayon.
How old are you?
I am.
Oh wow, you
Counting.
have to count. Wow,
9.
wow, that's sad, bro. Okay, and you?
I'm turning 13.
I'm
And
turning
who are you?
10.
I'm Ariana.
And
No, she
and-
said I'm
and-
turning 13.
and you? How old are you?
5. Rated.
Oh, very
Okay,
nice.
High 5 rated.
Very
I am
nice.
turning 10.
And who are you kids again?
We're
Multiverse Kids.
What?
Geeky Dash Kids.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
How did we mess up?
I don't know. You guys always mess up. Now, what we do in this show is we talk about geeky things as a family, right?
You do know what geeky means, right?
Yes,
What?
stuff that are geeky.
That
Now-
you only talk about one subject.
Yes, but geekiness covers a lot of things. You got sci-fi, you got fantasy, you got action, adventure,
Mystery.
animation,
History.
video games, movies, TV.
Excuse me, video games are a separate show.
You can be geeky about video games.
Yeah,
why
but
not?
it's a separate show.
Yeah, it's a separate show. We don't talk about video games on this.
Now, it's last year was a very bad year for geeky stuff. I mean,
Why?
because there was a lot of bad movies that came out.
Like the movie.
Probably the worst year for superhero movies ever.
Except for Sonic 3 and Deadpool.
Yes.
Sonic ain't the superhero, and
Last-
Deadpool ain't the superhero.
Yes.
He's
Now-
an anti-hero.
Last year alone, we had 3 of the worst superhero movies that ever came out.
What?
Okay, and they were all Spider-Man
Spider-Man.
movies.
Without Spider-Man.
That didn't have Spider-Man. Like,
Yes.
how do you have a Spider-Man movie with Spider-Man villains, but
Villains
No.
and friends.
no Spider-Man?
Let me give you a little backstory. So, like maybe 20 something years ago, Marvel was going bankrupt. Okay? They were desperate. They needed money. So they were selling everything they were selling. So they sold the rights to Spider-Man
Horrible idea.
Goodbye.
to Sony. But they wanted more money. So they asked Sony, how about you take everybody else? Like Captain America, take Thor, take Iron Man, take everything for one price. That price, I think it was like $2 billion or something like that, right?
What?
They bought Spidey for $1 billion or something like that.
Yeah.
Now, the president of Sony said, who knows about Iron Man and Captain America? Nobody knows about them. Nobody cares about them. We only know about Spider-Man. We're only going to buy Spider-Man.
Okay, that's
okay?
stupid.
That guy
That guy did
should go down in history as the dumbest guy
a lot.
that was ever lived. Okay?
I would have taken that.
I would take it every superhero.
Okay?
People talk about Cap and Iron Man.
So, fast forward a couple of years later, Fox buys all the X-Men stuff, right?
Yeah.
And Disney buys everything else. The characters that everybody said, were a waste, crap, not gonna make any money.
And they made the most money.
And guess what? They made more money than all the other movies put together.
Yeah, because they didn't
Okay.
make the good movies. They have good characters, but they didn't make the good movies.
Right.
Like X-Men, they don't wear a black suit.
Yeah, they messed up X-Men. They messed up.
We have an X-Men episode
Yeah.
in like season 4.
No, the Toby movies were good, but they messed up a lot of those stuff in those movies too. Okay. Spider-Man never had like organic web shooters. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, that makes more sense though.
But
he was actually smart. And
also, he
built it.
doesn't kill every villain he meets either.
Yeah. That's
He doesn't dance randomly on the street.
And Spider-Man doesn't even kill.
Right.
Actually, he never killed his villains. His villains killed themselves.
Right.
Green Goblin's
Okay,
Like-
Venom's death was so sad.
Anyhow. Now that, Disney got the rights of everything else, they were starting to make a lot of money. So Sony was starting to get jealous.
Ooh, jealousy.
So they're like, yo, Disney, can you help us out? Our Spider-Man movies are not doing well because Amazing Spider-Man kind of did bad with Andrew. And nobody was really, digging Spider-Man anymore. Right?
How dare they?
Yeah. So they're like, Marvel, Disney, can you help us out? Can you help us make a good Spider-Man movie? So
That's how Tom Holland comes.
no, that's not how it goes. So Disney was like, okay, we'll help you out. We'll put Spider-Man in one of our movies, which was Captain America: Civil War. And then we can spin them off, and you can keep them. Keep the money that you make off your Spider-Man movies, but we can still use Spider-Man in our movies. If you can make that deal. They said, yes. Okay. So all of a sudden, Spider-Man movies are making $1 billion. Okay? Before, they weren't making millions of dollars.
They're making a cent.
Right. But they still were greedy.
I
Because they saw that Marvel made Ant-Man, which was like a no-name character, and that made millions and millions of dollars. So they were like, we got all these Spider-Man characters. Let's start making some money. So they decided to make a Venom movie. A Venom movie that has no connection
To Spider-Man.
to Spider-Man.
Garbage.
Garbage.
I mean,
really garbage.
It was
So
a
much
good
fun.
movie, but
It was a fun movie, yes,
where
but
was Spidey?
it should have had Spidey.
Everyone had action too.
Okay? Venom does not go to Eddie Brock first. It goes to Peter Parker. Everybody knows that,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
The movie even has Daily Bugle in it.
Look, it even
The second movie even had Carnage. Okay?
even in the Spider-Man movie, it had Venom go to Peter first.
Yes. And then they actually did finally put Venom in the Tom Holland movie, but it was like an end credit scene that really didn't make any sense.
He's the one.
He's like, oh, they set it up like, oh, I'm gonna fight Tom Holland,
Next
and then
mo-
nothing,
Next
nothing,
Guess what? Next movie?
nothing.
They're in a bar,
Then a bar. Makes no sense.
getting drunk.
And then spoilers, they kill Venom. Right?
So sad.
So sad, so
Very,
sad.
very
And
sad.
he missed seeing the Statue of Liberty.
Right, and he also killed Carnage.
Yeah.
Without Spider-Man ever fighting him. Okay?
First of all,
Well,
Venom.
actually,
And he finally goes to New York and doesn't, they're all like, oh, he's gonna go to New York. He's gonna meet Spidey, maybe Andrew or something, right?
yeah.
No.
Because Andrew is the only one without an alien.
Yes. Poor Andrew Garfield never got the chance to fight an alien.
Poor Andrew Garfield never
Yes.
got a third movie.
Well, I mean,
Poor
if
That
you,
doesn't count. That doesn't count.
kinda
That doesn't
counts.
count.
It kinda counts.
Andrew Garfield, who doesn't have a girlfriend anymore.
I mean,
Oh.
Poor Andrew.
they were setting a black hat, so I don't know.
Poor Andrew Garfield, who murdered his girlfriend.
Now that's how they should have did No Way Home. Like he goes into a universe by accident that has a Gwen. That's Spider Gwen.
Yeah, and Andrew's like, hey.
Or they bring a Spider Gwen through the dimensional gateway.
Yeah, and she's like, and he's like,
Hey, hi.
yeah, my name is Spider Gwen. And then he's like, wait a minute, but I killed you.
Yeah,
And she's
yeah.
like, why would you kill me?
That would have been a good ending for that movie.
Why would you kill me? I'm such a good person. I'm a spider
Yeah.
person.
So now,
and then he's like, oh, it was an accident. How do you kill someone on accident?
out of those 3 Venom movies, which one was the best one?
Venom.
First one.
I would say the first
Second one.
one. Second one
First.
was not good.
The only bad part in the first one, he died
Who died?
and came back.
Oh,
Eddie?
yeah.
Yeah. Second one, you build up Venom. I mean, you build up Carnage.
He died.
They only fight once, and he dies right away
and he
by getting
dead.
eaten by Venom. Like, that's so lame.
Hey, look, wait, I'm gonna kill you by eating. No. Remember,
That should be like a main
Remember-
guy.
Remember, Carnage was Venom's son.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah.
hey, Geeky Dad, eat Rated. You'll take his
And
power.
then the third movie sets up Null, right? And then you're thinking, oh, Null is gonna be the new big bad guy, right?
But
He's
instead
not.
it's
He
supposed-
doesn't do nothing in the movie.
It's,
His minions are the bad guys. They don't even talk.
Bad-
They're a bunch of. They look like a wannabe alien, Romulus things, right?
But look, at the end, that's the most creepiest part. It's Nightmare Fool.
I would say I think I like part 3 better than part 2 though.
At the end of
yeah.
Venom: The Last Dance, you see no like
Yes, but he's dead.
no.
They're setting up a sequel that doesn't make no sense.
But
Okay.
is it Venom?
You also see like a cockroach getting venom.
Well, it actually had a spark, so it could be the sparky Venom.
No one likes that one. It's garbage.
With the green one?
The sparky one.
What's sparky
Electric one.
So then there was another Spider-Man movie
Called Kraven.
without Spider-Man. Everybody forgets about this. Morbius. Remember Morbius?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
It has Vulture in it. Spoilers. It has Vulture in it, but
It has Vulture in it. Makes no sense.
The Loki movie?
Because they
The
actually
Loki show?
set up like something like, oh, we're gonna team up together. So they're like, you're thinking, okay,
They're gonna go get Spider.
They're gonna have a Sinister Six,
Yeah.
right?
With like
And
Kraven and all that.
Then
It's
you
gonna be
know
like-
what they should have did in the next Venom movie. They should have had those two show up and be like, "Come join us, Venom."
And then they
Right?
should have Kraven join next. That would be like
Yeah,
4.
that goes to, now the next movie, Kraven. Right? The Kraven alone sets up. Spoilers.
Rhino.
Rhino,
Chameleon.
who gets killed like in the lamest way possible.
He got
Oh.
killed.
Oh,
yeah.
look, I got hit by a horde of buffaloes.
Right.
Wait, that's how he died. Oh, yeah. that
Oh
was
no,
sad.
my
That
horse
will not hurt him,
Oh,
bruh.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was stupid.
Rhino's
no.
like Hulk level strong. Okay.
Yeah.
Look, my horn is broken. Wow.
And
They
then
also set up Jackal.
Jackal also, yes, Miles Warren. They also set up
Chameleon.
Callisto,
Calypso.
Calypso,
They say the name so many
And-
times.
and what's her face? What's his face? Oh, Chameleon.
I said that.
Yeah, but also, you know, if Carnage was still alive, Carnage should have joined the Sinister Six.
That is already 6 right there. More than 6.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Where's
Yeah.
Doc Ock?
The amount of people in the Kraven movie is already like 5.
Right. So, they could have set up that, but they didn't. Right. First of all, you don't do a spin-off of villains when you don't even introduce the villains in the main movie.
Like,
Okay.
they had to spin off Loki after Loki died.
Right. They spin off, Penguin after they showed him in the Batman. Okay?
Yeah.
Everybody
knows Joker because he's a Batman villain. You don't even need
He's
to
the main
introduce him.
Batman
He's like the
villain.
main villain. I mean, you could literally do a Lex Luthor movie if you wanted to because everybody knows Lex Luthor. Okay?
But
Yeah.
he's
But not everybody knows who Kraven is.
Who Morbius is.
Nobody knows who Morbius is.
Randomest all character.
Geeky Mom, did you know who Kraven was before this movie? See? She said no. Did you know who Morbius was before the movie? Madam Web.
Nobody likes her. She
No.
turned herself into a villain. She's a menace to society. She is the real menace to society. That's what JJ should be talking about.
Speaking of Madam Web, you finally have a movie that actually does sort of have Spider-Man in it.
Basically.
Why is
Wait,
born.
didn't Morbius also mention Venom?
No.
You did?
Yeah, he's like, I'm Venom. At one point to scare a kid, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, wanna know something?
Mm.
You know how Anya is supposed to be the same age as Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Yes, by the way, let's
He's
talk about
older.
how horrible the
Madam Web.
Madam Web movie screwed up everything. So, For instance,
All of
Spider-Woman,
Spider-Man's girlfriends are older than
Spider-Girl,
him.
and the other Spider-Girl, they're supposed to be around Spidey's age.
But now
But in this movie, Spidey's not even born. He's a baby. He's like still in the belly.
Yeah, they're all like teenagers, and like Peter is just like a baby, like Goo Goo Gaga. Well, they're all
So
like
by the time
they're babysitting him.
by
They're
the
babysitting him.
time by the time Peter Parker is actually Spider-Man, they're gonna be old ladies. They're gonna actually be old as Madam Web. Okay,
They're supposed to be Peter Parker's girlfriends.
girlfriends or crushes or whatever, you know,
Maybe it's gonna find a new one.
right?
Again?
Madam Web never got her powers from a
Spider.
spider bite from her mom's belly or whatever the heck they did in that movie. The guy, the villain of that movie is not supposed to even be a villain. He's supposed to be a hero. Okay?
Yeah.
Exactly.
It as an evil Spider-Man.
Whoa.
Who
Yeah,
is
and
good
guy.
why is he dressed like evil Spider-Man? And then you have like spider people that looks like Spider-Man, but they have like
No
vines over their bodies.
And they have no
Yeah.
clothes on.
Spider viney people. Okay?
And that Spider-Man's a rip-off Spider-Man.
Okay.
How was
Let's see.
Madam Web able to multiply herself?
We will never know.
I still don't know that.
It looks like they just took one of the not even Madam Web comic, because that's not even a thing.
Madam
It looked
Web
like a random-
never even had her own comic.
It looks like they took up like a random Spidey comic. Skims through it. Okay, so that random dude who I think is a bad guy is the bad guy, and I see a whole bunch of different girls, so they're older than him.
I feel like somebody just flipped through pages in a comic and be like, okay, let's make a movie about him. No, just add this person, let's add this person. Nobody really cares. Nobody reads the comics,
There are people who actually read the comics. This is like the most horrible thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Right.
Hey,
So this is how...
Wait, you know Impa from Legend of Zelda, right? How she can multiply? She's Madam Web.
I mean, Flash can do that too, but he does that because he's so fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
And-
the fastest
and-
guy alive.
And honestly, Madam Web isn't supposed to be that fast. She's supposed to be
She's
disabled
in
in a wheelchair.
She's... I mean, okay. I guess
and she's blind.
they want to represent the disabled people out there. Also, the blind people that watch movies,
But she's not blind until the end. She's not those until the end.
Right.
She's
Yes.
a functioning person.
Right. Who apparently was friends with Uncle Ben and could see the future, but she never tells Uncle Ben he's about to die, and his nephew is going to be Spider-Man. So apparently
my God.
she sucks at seeing the future. She only can see the future for those girls, but not
Random girls that she
not
randomly
not her friend, right?
Like that freaking girl who
Unless she knows that's a canon event and she makes that dude die on purpose.
So she
but
wait, she wants to
that's-
make the girl that flipped her off live.
Yeah,
But
isn't that
her
supposed to
be-
be a canon event?
But she wants to keep her best friend dead.
Mm-hmm.
Smart, right?
The stupidity.
So smart.
Right, and apparently she also has a crush on Uncle Ben.
She does?
I think so.
She does?
She does.
She does. She was getting a little jealous when he told her like, "Oh, I'm dating somebody."
No, and remember, they didn't say the name.
Oh, come on, we know.
someone special.
We know who
May.
it is. We know.
Obviously,
know
Aunt
who
May.
this
He
is.
said May.
Okay.
What's the IQ?
I don't know if he did.
Tell me IQ.
Okay, this is how they should have fixed that movie, Madam Web. Okay, it should have been about the real bad guy from the comics. His name is Morlin, right?
He likes to eat people.
He likes to eat spider people.
Like Silk.
Yeah, he is the one that caused the real Spider-Verse in the comics.
Hey,
All right.
Lana the back.
So he travels through different dimensions in the comics. So what if he figures out how to go to the past? That's when Madam Web from the future sends these girls to the past to stop Morlin from killing baby
see
Peter.
And they see past Madam Web.
Yes, and the events that they did caused Madam Web to turn to Madam Web. That would have been a good movie.
Oh yeah, but I kind of hate time travel stuff like that.
But that would have made sense.
It would have made sense, but I kind of hate time travel stuff
Okay,
like
and it would have been a better story.
that. Yeah.
You know
Okay.
the bad guy in the movie of Madam Web?
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
We said that.
He saves Silk.
Sort of
And,
good, sort of bad. I mean, originally he was working with Moreland,
He
but
saves
he
Silk.
betrays Moreland to help Peter Parker.
He saves Silk from
Right.
Morlin Le Fay.
No, his name's not Moreland Le Fay. Okay?
It's Morgan.
It's
It's-
Morgan Le Flay. Le Flay.
Le Flay.
It's not Flay?
Le Fay.
Le Fay?
Morgan Le Fay.
At least you're getting it totally wrong. Okay, so this is how they should fix Kraven. They should have had Kraven in No Way Home. Okay? Because he was wanted, and in all the Spidey stories, it's always about Kraven trying to hunt Peter Parker.
Yeah.
Because he's wanted. Okay? They should have had one little scene, they're showing him, and then spin him off.
He would have been like, "Hey, Calypso, my girlfriend.
But
look
also,
at that dude. Let's go hunt
why
him."
did they cast a guy that was already in a Marvel movie recently? They cast Quicksilver.
Oh.
You're telling me they don't have enough actors out there?
No.
I mean, he was good in the movie. I would say that I would give him this. He was a good
He was
Kraven.
fast.
He was a good Kraven.
Yeah, he looked like an animal. He was very scary. I don't want to see him ever again.
But look,
Honestly, if I saw that dude on the street.
And I gotta give it to the Chameleon did look like Chameleon.
Yeah.
why
Okay.
was Kraven running on all fours? He doesn't do that.
I mean,
In the
he
comics.
kind of does.
Lion,
He's
lion
kind of
comes,
he's-
bites, runs away.
he kind of looks like if Iron Man was Sabretooth.
Saberman.
Right? In the comics, doesn't he look like that? Like, he looks like Tony Stark.
He does.
Lions can't climb on floors.
What?
Now,
Wait,
Um,
what?
I mean, buildings.
as for the Venom movies, they should have had that movie been set in the Andrew Garfield
With
universe.
anti-venom.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, look. They have Venom. They have Carnage. Where is anti-venom?
And
That's how the movie should have ended, actually.
Who changed
Right?
to anti-venom?
Yes.
Because
Yes.
anti-venom is actually strong.
Okay, so I want you to vote. Out of all the non-Spider-Man movies, which one was the best?
Kraven.
You actually like Kraven?
I mean, the first
it was-
Venom. The first. Are we talking about like the last?
All
Venom?
of the movies.
Oh,
Oh,
first Venom. First Venom.
First Venom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Third Venom.
You like the third Venom. I'd say the first
like
Venom is the
Venom.
best.
Then it's Craven.
I say Kraven.
Kraven would say second place.
I
Because
would
it was the most accurate.
put
Eh.
Venom 3 third.
I like the
Yeah.
action Venom, The Last Dance. Then Kraven, then Madam Web.
I'd even put Morbius ahead of Madam Web. Okay?
No, Madam Web is in the negatives. Like
Alright.
the non-existent Spider-Man movies without Spider-Man are in front of it.
Would you count the Spider-Verse movie as a Spider-Man movie without Spider-Man?
Actually,
But it has different variations of him. So technically,
He's not the main character though.
So.
but it's different variations. of him.
Spider-Man's in it though.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're talking about
Miles,
not
wait,
in it.
Miles is Spider-Man. His name is Spider-Man.
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of a rip-off Spider-Man, but okay, I'll give you that.
Peter Spider-Man.
In my opinion, Peter Parker is the only Spider-Man. They should have came up with a different name for Miles Morales, okay?
Exactly.
Okay, Spider-Boy would have been better.
Spider-Boy is like...
Well, Spider-Kid.
Spider-Boy is...
Spider Teenager.
Yeah. Spider-Teen.
Spider-Boy is a boy that has yellow hair.
Oh, he's blonde? I thought he had orange hair or something.
It was,
I don't know.
Oh, it was yellow
Anyhow, they have finally
hair. And,
decided...
Like 50 eyes.
They have finally decided to stop making Spider-Man spin-off movies without Spider-Man.
Yeah!
Yay!
It's because Madam Web bombed.
Yeah.
It's because
nuked.
Madam...
It got
it's-
a nuclear bomb.
It's because Madam Web bombed and Kraven bombed.
What?
Okay?
How?
The only thing that was ever successful was Venom.
So are they gonna take down Venom? No?
No.
Okay?
Yay.
They were planning to do a Black Cat movie
Why, bro?
with Silver Sable, and the movie was going to be called, get this.
Spider-Man's girlfriend.
No, it was going to be called
Love of the Spider.
Silver and Black. Okay? They canceled that movie.
Oh,
Okay?
okay. Wow. Wow.
What? It was
They
A
were
movie
going
that
to
actually
do...
Sounds good.
they were going to do a movie about Jackpot. Jackpot.
Who's that?
MJ.
What?
Yes, but it was going to be about the girl that was Jackpot before MJ.
Okay. Semi-good movie, maybe?
No, nobody knows who that is.
Oh, because I had no idea who that
Then they were going to do a movie about the wrestler that fought Spider-Man.
Who cares about that?
Okay,
dude?
actually, who cares about that dude?
And then,
A short that's 5 minutes.
at one point, they were even going to make a movie about teenage Aunt May.
What?
Okay, wait, teenage, that means she didn't meet Uncle Ben yet.
There was a comic book about that. Originally, Aunt May was dating Peter's dad, and she actually got pregnant by him, and it was alluded that maybe she might be the real mom. Okay, but that was a comic that they really I think they erased that storyline
Oh, thank goodness.
because it was horrible.
Because, why is she dating
Yeah.
Peter's dad?
It was in the summer, and they were both all young together, and they all knew each other.
So?
And Peter's mom wasn't there that summer.
Why?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Why, Daddy?
Okay.
Okay, so
What was she doing?
Then where's Uncle Ben in this?
he was also not there.
Was he dead?
Okay then.
Was
Okay.
he dead?
They were together while those two were together.
Although they could have made a movie about Peter's dad, who was a spy. That would have been a good movie.
Agent Spy.
Just like me.
Anyhow, Sony, how about you actually hire somebody that actually knows about the comics, and then you can actually do a movie. All right.
Yeah, hire us.
I mean, I think
Sadly.
Stanley's
He's
dead,
dead.
dude. Stanley's dead.
You
Okay.
said that on purpose.
All right.
Yes, I did.
All right. And while we're at it, your Tom Holland movies are not that great either. I mean, come on. You there's no Harry Osborn. Okay.
Look, I mean, they're good, but they're not.
There's no
good.
Oscorp. Come on. How do you have a Spider-Man movie without Oscorp?
You do.
Yeah. I mean, the last movie was pretty good, but
Because it had actual Spider-Man villains.
yeah.
You do.
Okay.
Far from home. What else is there?
Homecoming.
Homecoming.
Listen,
No way home.
Far From Home ruined Mysterio. That's not Mysterio's origin. He's supposed to be a special effects technician for a movie. Okay? Not some Stark executive thing. Okay?
So
No,
look,
the amount of Stark people that are villains.
There's
Right.
No Way Home. Far from home.
Even Vulture,
Homecoming.
they made a Stark guy. Like a guy who's like after Stark.
Okay.
They're always Spider-Man villains. They're like, oh wait, he's basically like Tony Stark's kid, so let's jump him.
Look,
You know what they did good in that new Spider-Man cartoon where they made Doc Ock responsible for everything. That makes sense.
Yeah.
you see, this
Okay.
Spider-Man,
Your friendly
all his
neighbor
movies were
Spider-Man?
about home. Now it's all going to be about day. Like, Van
Day.
New Day. Van Old Day.
Yesterday.
Even the Spider-Man video game had a better storyline.
Tomorrow.
Okay? The Spider-Man video game had a better storyline. Okay, anyhow.
Stark Day. Spider-Man Day. Day.
What do you think? Next episode, should we talk about our trip to Punta Cana?
Yes.
Yeah! Vacay mode.
Yeah,
Vacation mode.
we'll talk about that in our next episode. Check out what we had to say about that. All right? And what do you say about every episode, Ariana?
Please
Please
hit the
hit
bell.
the bell, subscribe, and like.
Bye.
Bye!
And make sure to subscribe on YouTube and wherever you find us.
And
Everywhere.
listen to the Multiverse Kids show.
Yes.
And if you're an adult, listen to the Geeky Dad podcast.
After Dark.
Dark.
Right.
And hope you have a good vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we did. We did have
Yep.
a good
We had the
vacation.
best vacation.
Ever.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.